Hey, welcome to the Pastor Show. I'm Jordan.
I'm Trevor. And this is the show.
And
we're going to get it one of these days.
I'm not trying. I don't want to do it.
Why do you hate me?
Obviously. This is the Pastor Show. And this episode of the Pastor Show is brought to you by, you guessed it, children's impersonations of Batman. Let's go to the clips.
I'm Batman. 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 I'm I am Batman. Batman.
Trevor, how's your Batman impersonation?
Give it a shot here.
I like how you cough it out.
It's kind of what he's like.
I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
Where is she? Where is she?
Where's Commissioner Gordon?
I love Batman. I haven't watched that in a while. It's classic.
It's good. All right, children's Batman impersonations. If that doesn't make you laugh and bring a smile to your face today, I don't know what will. All right, a couple announcements for you, all of which I'm very excited about.
Yep.
The first one is our Easter schedule. So here's what we're planning for Easter.
Yep.
Easter's coming up here pretty quick. I think it's right at a month away. It's the first Sunday in April. Is that right?
Really?
That could be right or wrong.
I think you're right. It's
You're going to have
April
to
4th.
look at any calendar anywhere.
I think it's the 4th.
So long as it's not an Orthodox calendar, because the Eastern Orthodox folks celebrate Easter on a different one. But it's the first one in April this year. The beginning of spring break for our schools. But here's what we're going to do for Easter. We're going to have a 7 a.m. sunrise service outside there at 7 a.m., looking at where the sun rises over towards the east. And then we're planning on one worship service outside at 10 a.m.
With everybody.
With everybody. So if the weather's good, we're putting out the stage and the PA system. We're blocking off the whole front parking lot. We're not going to be in cars. We're going to be sitting out on the parking lot. So we're going to set out a lot of chairs in rows and in sections. We're going to have a section of tailgate chairs. So if you want to bring your own, you can go to the tailgate section. And we'll even have a drive-up section. So if you want to come along but stay in your car with the windows rolled up for safety, we'll have a very front row seats for drive-up section. But then the oldest part of our parking lot, that central piece, will all be for the chairs that we set up and some, what am I saying? I would say camp chairs, but tailgate.
Rocking
your
chairs,
tailgate section, yeah.
Bring a rocking chair.
You can bring a rocking chair if you want to. I'm okay with that.
I'd like to bring a rocking chair.
It'd be like you pull up like the Beverly Hillbillies with grandma on the rocking chair on the roof of the car. Just come in and if you bring a rocking chair and whittle through my Easter sermon, I won't even be upset with you. I'll be impressed. So go for it.
So what you're saying is we're all going to get to be together, hopefully.
The plan is we're all going to get to be together.
Nice.
Now, the thing that we always can't control is the weather. And so if there's inclement weather, we'll do the exact same things, but we won't do, if it's pouring rain on us, we won't do the sunrise service. We'll just do drive up at 10 a.m. But it won't work to do multiple worship services for Easter. It's Easter. And so we're going to just all come together and sit outside, and I expect that the weather will be good. And so
barometric pressure feels pretty good for
for inside the children's building a month beforehand.
We're going to be good in here at least.
Oh, man. So I have high hopes for Easter being a delight.
Yep.
I know no matter what, it'll be worshipful and we'll worship in the Spirit, but I think I might also have just a sunny, fun morning together outside. We will still have children's worship and nursery. Those will be inside like they would have anyway at 10 a.m. We'll have the children's worship inside and nursery and preschool care. So we will take our children inside and then you can go pick them up afterwards, but that'll be our worship service for Easter.
Should be good.
Should be good.
All right, our next announcement for us is that Annie Armstrong offering is starting this coming Sunday, and it's going to last through Easter. So the whole month of March, we get the chance to give to this mission organization.
That's right. Yeah, the North American Mission Board is our Southern Baptist church planting mechanism.
Yep.
This entity does all the church planting in Canada, the United States, and Mexico. It's the North American Mission Board. If you're friendly with it, you're welcome to call it NAMS for short. like we all do.
Nickname basis.
On a nickname basis. But this offering goes to planting churches and Southern Baptist churches.
Yeah.
And I heard a statistic recently, like in the next 5 years, if they keep planting churches at the rate that they're planting them now, then 1/3 of all Southern Baptist churches will have been church plants that have been planted recently through NAMS. Yeah, isn't that incredible? They're planting a lot of them and sending young pastors to major cities to share the gospel and start churches amongst all kinds of people group. And I want us to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So this is one of those few offerings a year that I really want everyone to participate in. You've got all month long, pray about how much God wants you to give in, but I want us as a church to take up a whole offering, and so I want you to put something in, even if it's $1, $50, $100, whatever God calls you to, but I do want everybody to put something in towards mission trips, towards church planting.
Yeah, and if you're new here and haven't known much about the trips we take as a church, the past few years, the domestic trips we've been taking have been through the North American Mission Board. We got to go to San Francisco last year. We did Vancouver.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah, so it's a good group there and good opportunity to share the gospel with people. So
absolutely. Next announcement I have for you is this. We were a little full this past Sunday.
It's snug.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
And so it's good to see everybody back. The drive-up service is always well attended because you drive-up people are so faithful and love that one, and I love it too with you. We have unlimited capacity, essentially, for drive-up service. There's always room for another car. But both the overflow and the sanctuary were over full. And so we've got two different options for you on this one. We're going to add some additional capacity to overflow, just arranging the room a little bit differently. But also, another thing that I want to do is we're going to take some of the ribbons off the pews in the sanctuary and just open up more pews in the sanctuary. I just want you to be aware of this. If you were already coming into the sanctuary, you'll probably be all right with that. We'll still require masks inside for everybody for now. But we're going to open up some extra pews in the sanctuary, so there should be seats for you. If it was tight last week, don't let that discourage you. Come on back. We're going to open up additional seating for you. If you are cautious about space and want to be spaced out a little bit, there should still be plenty of room in the multipurpose building for everyone to be distanced from each other, but still inside. And of course, if you're cautious and need to be careful for one reason or another, or just want to be, you're more than welcome to continue driving up. For now, I want to say indefinitely. You can keep on with the drive up. All right, Trevor.
What you need?
What you been reading in the Bible?
All right.
Me. I need a sermon.
I got you.
Give me some.
I'm prepped. Off the cuff. So, as you know, our activity last week was to be reading through Philippians. And one popular verse, I'm sure you've all heard it and recognized it, but it comes from Philippians chapter 1. And I've just been thinking about it. It really stuck out to me. It's verses 21 through 24. And Paul says, "For me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. Now, if I live in the flesh, this means fruitful work for me, and I don't know which one I should choose. I am torn between the two. I long to depart and to be with Christ, which is far better. But to remain in the flesh is more necessary for your sake." And Paul, he's having this moment that really I think we should all understand and feel, is that we should long to be with Christ. We should long for the hope that we have for him to come and make all things new. But until that happens, we're still here. And for those of us who are believers, we have that hope. But not everyone has that hope. And so while we're here in the flesh, let's take that hope to people. Let's take that serious and get that gospel out there. So I've been thinking about that one. It's a good one.
I just love it.
Yep. Okay, Reverend. Bishop. What else is there?
I was kind of curious what title you were going to pitch out there.
Elder, overseer.
You're like Richard over here. Like, what title is he going to say? My right brother, Richard Chambers.
Do you have a resource for us?
I do have a resource for us today.
Let's hear it.
Now, as all of you know, this past week, Texas Independence Day happened on a Tuesday, and I know you all have this on your calendars.
Do we all know this?
We all know this. Texas Independence Day happens every year when we celebrate the day in which the brave Tejanos and Texicans defeated Santa Anna and got their own nation.
Wow.
Rightly and proudly. Now, Texas Independence Day is important for a couple of reasons. It ties together several of my favorite things. It's both about my ancestral home, but also the commander at the Alamo, William Travis, was from my now adoptive home, Saluda, South Carolina. Well, not Saluda, but he's from South Carolina, and he's from Saluda. So if you drive up to Saluda, on the lawn of the courthouse there, I've done this a few times, and I might have teared up, but there's a monument to him and a South Carolina flag and a Texas flag right there.
I want to see a picture of you with a single tear.
Just a single
standing
tear
in front of him.
rolling down my eye. Thankful for this. So, our resource this week is I'm just going to read to you the famous letter that William Travis sent out from the Alamo before he died with the rest of those who were there at the Alamo, defending our liberty, our meaning Texans, defending our liberty and fighting for our liberty. And so here's our appropriate slide for that. And here's the letter that Commander Travis wrote. To the people of Texas and all Americans in the world, fellow citizens and compatriots, I am besieged by thousands or more of the Mexicans under Santa Anna. I have sustained a continual bombardment and cannonade for 24 hours and have not lost a man. The enemy has demanded a surrender at discretion. Otherwise, the garrison are to be put to the sword if the fort is taken. I have answered the demand with a cannon shot, and our flag still waves proudly from the walls. I shall never surrender or retreat. Then I call on you in the name of liberty and patriotism and everything dear to the American character to come to our aid with all dispatch. The enemy is receiving reinforcements daily and will no doubt increase to 3,000 or 4,000 in 4 or 5 days. If this call is neglected, I am determined to sustain myself as long as possible and die like a soldier who never forgets what is due to his own honor and that of his country. Victory or death, William Barrett Travis. Come on!
I feel like that could use like a metal theme. Some metal background music going on.
I know there's a lot of people who are grumpy about patriotic worship services, and we're not doing a worship service right now, but
right.
I'm all about my Texas patriotic, American patriotic. You heard in the letter how he's talking as if he's already an American, because he was from South Carolina. And everybody who died at the Alamo, none of them were Texans. They were all from Tennessee and from South Carolina and from
to get in on
the
the war.
already in the United States. They were looking for it. But there's our resource for this week, a little silly, very much not spiritual, but thank you for indulging me once more. Usually I do this as a sermon illustration on my sermon, so it's not going to be a sermon illustration. This is all of the obnoxious Texan pride that you have to endure.
I bet you still find a way to work
for
into
this
your sermon.
week. But next week I'm coming back with more. All right, Trevor, let's practice our faith together. What do you have for us?
All right, so this week, what we're going to do is we're going to take every day and we're going to pray for a neighbor, someone specifically, bordering your land. Pray for them every day.
I love bordering your land.
Separate it out, and then do something nice for them. Bring them a card at some point. Bake them some cookies, a cake.
Okay. All right. So every day this week, we're going to be praying for. We're going to pick one neighbor every day for 7 days. We're going to pray for that one neighbor.
Yep.
Somebody who is geographically connected to our house next to us, actual neighbor. And at some point in the week, we're going to do a blessing.
Yes, bless them in some way.
So, like, if I write a card to them, is that all right?
Yeah. Card's fine.
Write a nice note. Bake some cookies.
Bake some cookies is good.
What if we share a rack of ribs?
Hey, even better.
Yes. So, all right. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Then.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to be praying for one neighbor this week, and the whole household, I suppose, and then bless them in some way this week. Okay, Trevor, do you have anything else for us?
I think I'm good, man.
All right, well then that's our show for today. I have nothing else.
Yep.
I have emotionally exhausted having read the William Travis letter for the day.
Now you
I have
go take a
nothing
nap.
left. Yes, I called this episode of The Pastor Show a success.
It is finished.
Love you guys. God bless you all. We will see you later on.
See you later.
Yeah! Me, 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 me.
La 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 la.
Around the rough and rugged rock.
I'm Batman. I'm Batman.